And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with the Game Boy Geek.
Hello my friends, the Game Boy Geek here. Today we're going all the way to the West Coast, California. Yay! We're going to Hollywood. We're going to be taking control of one of the major studios in town, and each of us are going to be trying to go through 3 different production years, creating movies and videos with cool directors and stuntmen and special effects and matching actors with actresses and putting some good scripts together. Today we're talking about Hollywood. Okay, it's from Hobby World. It's from 2 to 6 players. Plays in, it says 30 minutes plus. I'd say 30 to 45 minutes. 45 is probably about right. And it's a game that has some interesting mechanisms. It uses a little bit of 7 Wonders style drafting, an interesting twist on some blind auction mechanics, and some set collection and such. So let's take a look, and I'll see you on the other side. At the beginning of the game, you get to choose one of the 6 studios that you'll be. And it's basically your color, but green works, white pictures, black cinema, blue studios, red, and yellow films. And by looking at those logos, you could see what you might actually be in the real world without actually saying it. Clever. In the game, you're going to be trying to make movies. There's going to be 3 production years, and we all start with $12 million. And you're going to be hopefully making money with the movies over the 3 different years. At the beginning of each phase, we're going to get a secret star card. Now, if you've played this before, you'll do an auction, and I will talk about auctions later. But if it's your first turn, everyone can just grab one of these and hold it face down, so everybody will get one of these special things. Then we go on to drafting. Now, essentially, everyone has gotten 7 of these basic cards, and they've already been given one of these special cards from the first phase we just talked about. They'll have 7 of these cards. These will be in their hand and held secret. We start a drafting that's similar to 7 Wonders, where everybody will take and pick one of the cards that they are dealt, keep it, and then we'll pass the other 6 clockwise in round 1. In round 2, they'll go counterclockwise, and in round 3, they'll go clockwise again. But essentially, you're going to be drafting, so you're going to be taking one card, passing all these to the next player. You're going to be getting a stack of cards that same size. You're going to look at those, and you're going to pick another one. So you draft one card at a time until you have 7 cards. In the auction phase, everybody puts face down a token and a card. The token's going to say what number card they're auctioning for, and if it's a 5, it's just 1 off the top, and how much they're willing to pay for it. So people put these all face down in the middle of the table, and then they're flipped. First, I want you to notice that these are the only values that you can auction with, and you have to auction as long as you have any money. So 1, 3, 6, 9, and 12 are the only values that you can use in the auction. You can't place more than one card. You're just placing one of these values face down. So both red and yellow were auctioning for number 4. Yellow won this, so they would spend 6 million of their capital, so they'd go from 12 to 6 because they just spent 6 million, and they would get this card. Now they're done out of the auction. Now red did not win, but they still have to pay, so they actually have to pay 3 because it's a blind bid and you still have to pay, and they will get this back and they'll have to do another auction here next turn. And these 2 people both went for 2 and they both tied. So actually both of these people, none of them won, but they both end up paying 3. So what we do is we actually do it again. So red, yellow, red, green, and white would all do another round of auction until somebody is the winning bidder on everything. So everybody would have taken their cards back. They would have been face down. They would have everyone would have put it down face down, another bid, and everyone would have flipped it over. And in this case, we see this person bid on number 1 for 3 million. So white would pay 3. Green would pay 3 for this card, and red would pay 1. And they would get this card off the top. So these cards would be given to these people. That would end the auction round. Next, we go to the crew activities phase. There's a card that's mandatory to be played. If you have this in your hand, there's an agent card, which essentially allows you to pick a player, and that player has to give you either a director, an actor, or an actress card of their choice, and those colors represent the colors of the type of cards: directors, actress, and actress. So this card would be played by anybody that had it. It's mandatory at this time, and the people who they picked would give them one of those cards. Then we move on to the movie production phase. So this is where you're going to take all the cards. Now, if you remember, essentially after the auction, the drafting, and your original special card character, most of the time you'll have 9 cards unless someone stole one from you with the agent that we just talked about. You'll have 9 cards. A movie must have, at the very least, 1 script, 1 director, and either an actor or actress. So the minimum size movie is 3. Now you have 9 cards, which means the most movies you could do in any one production year is 3 movies, each of them being the minimum of 3 cards. Okay, so let's say I'm creating 2 movies this year, and I've got one movie that has a script, a director, an actor, and actress. That's good. Now, I told you you need one of each of these, and you can never have more than one actor or actress. You could have 2 actors or 2 actresses or 1 and 1, but you can never have more than that. Now we see in the second movie here, I have this star actor. That was one of the ones that came from the special star deck. And he's a really good actor. He could be in anything. These are different genres. So we have, romance, thrillers, actions, or comedies. Now, what we see here is I don't have a script here. So this movie would not be complete, and I basically wouldn't get any money for it. However, this is only 7 cards, and I have 2 left in my hand. Well, I've already got an actor and actress and actor and actress here, so I can't add any more, and this is just kind of a wasted card. Well, the good news is at any time you can discard one of these out of the game and take one of these cards that's open to everybody called a worthless script. And this is a script that's been sitting in Hollywood for a while gathering dust, and you've been able to make some use of it. And this script can be basically any genre there. And I have one more card, and let's just say I put this here. This costume designer, essentially it's just a green. All the greens are pretty much supporting behind the scenes roles. And so this would be my thing, and everybody would be doing this at the same time. So then we would score. So essentially we have 2 completed movies here, and this is how we score them. Each card immediately is worth 1 million. So right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 million. There's a bonus. Anytime you have an actor and an actress together, you get plus 2 million for each card, so 4 total. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, plus another 4 because they're joined together, and so we've got 8. Also in this case, we see that we have 3. This is the script. Our movie is action, and we have 3 of the people that can be good in that role. So essentially you take, since there's 3 of them, it's 3 times 3, which is 9. And it's essentially how many extra points we're going to get. So we had 8 plus 9, so this movie's going to get us 17 points. Now this movie down here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's automatically 5 million. This script, let's make it horror or thriller. So we have 1, 2, 3, so that's another, 3 times 3 is 9. So we have 5 and 9, 14. We have an extra 4 million because we're matched man and female there. So that's 18. And that's it for the points here. So we had 18 there and so you would move yourself on the board up the amount of money that each of your movies gets. And the track goes up there all the way up to 100 million. Then for each individual movie, you count up the amount of figurines that are on all the cards in one movie. The movie that you have that has the most is going to be your figurine score here. So we have 1 plus 3 is 4 plus 1 is 5. So we have 5. If I had the most, I would get basically the Movie of the Year award. One of these are given at the end of every round, or production year as we call it. And so I would win this. Let's just say I had the most. If it's tied, everybody else that's not tied for it gets to decide which movie was the best. Okay, so that's pretty much the end of the production round. Now, after you've done the production round, it's important that all the cards that you use in your movie, whether or not they're in the movie or not, go into a personal discard pile, which is very important towards the end of the game. And once a new round gets set up with new cards here, again, because this is a 4-player game, we have 4 cards and the stack. The person who ever won the Movie of the Year gets to take 1 card for every player that's there, pick the card that he wants, and pass out all the other ones to the other players as they see fit. Now, essentially, that was one big round, a 1-year production year. You play for 3 production years, and then at the end, after 3 production years, we do one more thing for final scoring. That personal discard pile I told you grows over time. Essentially, you look at every figurine on any card, you add up however many total figurines you have in your entire personal discard pile, you multiply that by how many Movie of the Year awards you won, and you get that many more million. Then the person who has the most money is the winner. I also want to show you some of the supporting role character cards, which are pretty interesting. They're all green. So for example, for every green card you have, you're going to get extra million with the extras. Or the casting specialist, for every male or female actor or actress, you're going to get an extra million. A cameraman, this guy doesn't do too much, but he does give you 2 medals towards the Movie of the Year. Scriptwriter, this guy can make your script any of the 4 genres. Pretty cool. The makeup artist can make an actor and actress, or an actress and actor, which can really get you out of a tight spot. The sound engineer will give you 1 million for every one of these symbols that's on any card. The editor can actually act as a director, an actor, or an actress. And there's some more, but that just gives you a flavor of it. You play 3 rounds, the one who has the most money at the end is the winner. All right, well, there's Hollywood. This game hadn't, until this point, really gotten a lot of buzz online, and it's actually a very enjoyable, solid game. I mean, anytime you're going to mix 7 Wonders style drafting with an interesting auction mechanic, I'm interested, and the theme is really fun and cool too. Yeah, that draft mechanic's really cool. Building your hands, putting it around, that's always fun. That blind bidding auction mechanic was kind of fun. It was an interesting twist where You don't know what other people are bidding on or how much, and if you don't win it, you're going to have to lose that money and bid again. Creates a little bit of tension there. That's also very interesting, and I love that set collection where, hey, through the drafting and the auction, if you don't really get what you want, you can always discard something, get that worth your script, and then obviously trying to get the ones that have the most of those. It's the same type of genre, and whether or not you want to go through just having like 2 or 3 small movies that year, or go for one big one to try to get those, to get those awards. There's different ways to go about it. In the last game we played, I spent a lot of time getting one big movie, and I ended up getting 2 of the 3 awards, Movie of the Year awards, and I was one little card away from getting all 3 of them, and I ended up going from last place to only coming in second place, losing by only $2 million because of that there. So both strategies tend to work, whether you're going to focus on the smaller movies and ratchet them up with the multiplier of the same genres, or go for the bigger movie. Overall, it was a very enjoyable, fun game to mix and match, try to figure out that puzzle of which is the best movie. Should you do one big one, some small ones? Overall, it was very enjoyable. Yeah, it's generic. I like the little different studios, how they're kind of parodies, if you will, of some of the major ones that are there. That makes it fun. But overall, it was a very enjoyable game. If you like drafting, if you like auction mechanics, you like set collection, definitely one you want to check out. Hollywood.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at DicetowerNetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.